support.
Strong support, please proceed.
I just wanted to make a few comments so everybody knows what this is about. This was, the impetus, this came out last week. The Committee on Public Safety, whose area is, quote, relating to civilian emergency and disaster response, end quote, from our House rules, was simply looking at ways to prepare emergency responses for natural disasters, and that included something I'd spoken on the floor about before, relating to Aloha Tower and having that area serve as a container shipping yard, because the state right now has very little plans, if any, for that kind of disaster response preparedness for, say, a hurricane or a tsunami or some kind of, say, terrorist attack or something in the harbor. And we decided to simply add on to that. Oh yeah, by the way, our fallout shelters are non-existent anymore, and we should probably restock them. So that's all it's about. And last but not least, there's been, I think, a lot of confusion about, you know, God forbid we ever need plans like this, but, you know, if a strong nuclear power were to target our area, we would have very little, if any, chance of survival. But if it was something like a 15 to 20 kiloton that were to strike, the size of Hiroshima or Nagasaki, you know, the blast radius of such a weapon is 1 to 3 miles, which is immense and enormous and hard to even imagine. But that means hundreds of thousands of people left to survive, and it's our responsibility and public safety to try to make sure that we have some kind of disaster preparedness plan. That's all. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative. Any further discussion? Members? Yes, Representative Ward.
Rise in support.
In support, please proceed.
And may the words of the previous speaker be entered into the journal as my own.
Absolutely. So ordered.
Speaker, I think it's so timely for this resolution to be put before this body, and I know it's going to go to finance. But it's something that, as the Carl Vinson, the aircraft carrier, has either arrived or is steaming near the South Korean, North Korean nations, that we be alert to what's going. If anything is to happen, we be prepared. The Ricky Ellison of the Missile Defense Advocacy Alliance briefed both the House and the Senate last year. They made a very clear point about the very clear and present danger that Hawaii is 12 minutes away from any missile that comes from North Korea. All the media has been saying, well, we are so far from getting the technology to reach the mainland. Well, we ain't the mainland. We are Hawaii, and 12 minutes away. Mr. Speaker, you can't get in your car and get to the McDonald's down the street in 12 minutes. Speaker, this is a very timely thing. It's not that we want to be overreactive and make fear out of it, but preparedness, Mr. Speaker. That's the intent of this, and I commend the authors of it, and I hope that we pass it through into the Finance Committee and that we are prepared for what otherwise looks like there's a lot of shaking going on in the Pacific area because of this. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Representative.